Have you ever noticed someone checking out your child? It was a Tuesday afternoon at the community pool. My daughter Lily, just turned 7, was splashing in the shallow end with a few other kids from her class. I was sitting on one of those uncomfortable plastic chairs, half reading a novel, half watching the children play. That's when I noticed him. A man, maybe mid-40s, sitting alone at the far end of the pool. He wasn't swimming, he wasn't with any children, he was just watching, and his eyes kept returning to Lily. At first I tried to dismiss it. Maybe he was waiting for someone, maybe he was a new swim instructor, maybe I was being paranoid. Then he adjusted his position to get a better view and Lily moved to a different part of the pool. My chest tightened. I set my book down and moved closer to the edge, making sure he saw me watching him. He glanced at me briefly before looking away. "Lily, come here for a minute, sweetie," I called out. She paddled over, water dripping from her pigtails. "What, Mommy? I'm playing with Emma. Who is that man over there? The one in the blue shirt? Do you know him?" She looked over and shook her head. "Number, can I go back now?" "In a minute, stay close to me for a bit." I texted my husband, Mark, at the pool. "Man here watching the kids. Seems off, focusing on Lily." His reply was immediate. "On my way. 10 minutes. The man stood up and walked closer to the pool's edge, right where the children were playing. My heart hammered in my chest. I stood up too, making it obvious I was watching him. "Excuse me," I called out to the lifeguard, a college kid named Tyler who I knew from previous visits. "That man over there, is he with the pool staff?" Tyler looked confused. "No, ma'am. Is there a problem? He seems to be watching the children, specifically my daughter." Tyler straightened up, suddenly alert. "I'll check it out." As Tyler approached him, the man said something and laughed, gesturing vaguely toward the entrance. Tyler nodded but didn't look convinced. The man then walked to a lounge chair closer to the children. I'd had enough. I walked directly over to him, forcing confidence I didn't feel. "Excuse me, are you here with any of the children?" He looked startled. "No, just enjoying the day." "At a children's pool? Without swimming?" His smile faltered. "Is that a crime?" "No, but staring at my daughter is making me uncomfortable." His face hardened. "You're being ridiculous. This is a public pool. Is everything okay here?" It was Mark, arriving earlier than expected. 6'2" and broad-shouldered, his presence changed the dynamic instantly. "This lady is harassing me," the man said, standing up. "That's my wife, and my daughter in the pool," Mark said calmly. "My wife says you've been watching her." The man scoffed. "This is absurd. I'm leaving." As he gathered his things, Mark took out his phone. "I'm going to take your picture first if you don't mind." "You can't do that." The man raised his hand to block his face. "Actually, we can," said Tyler, who had returned with the pool manager. "Sir, we'd like your name for our records." The man refused and hurried out. The manager took down his description and checked the sign-in sheet, but he'd used a false name. That night, after Lily was asleep, Mark and I sat on the porch. "Am I overreacting?" I asked. "What if he was just zoning out?" Mark shook his head. "Trust your instincts. You felt something was wrong." 2 days later, the pool manager called. The same man had been spotted at another community pool across town. Someone had reported him taking photos of children. Police were investigating. Have you ever noticed someone checking out your child? It was a Tuesday afternoon at the community pool. My daughter Lily, just turned 7, was splashing in the shallow end with a few other kids from her class. I was sitting on one of those uncomfortable plastic chairs, half reading a novel, half watching the children play. That's when I noticed him. A man, maybe mid-40s, sitting alone at the far end of the pool. He wasn't swimming, he wasn't with any children, he was just watching, and his eyes kept